Okay, good evening to all students. Previous class we completed the questions on how to calculate the net asset value in mutual fund topic. Still some questions we have to solve on how to calculate the net asset value. But right now we are starting the new series of questions. Thereafter again we'll discuss about the Navy questions. Okay. So before starting the questions in today's session, first I have to explain one small concept here. Means in some questions of mutual fund, we have to calculate the return percentage. Okay, at what rate they are earning the or generating the return from mutual fund. So how to calculate the return from mutual? So in those cases, very simple. Why? When you invest in mutual fund, what you get actually? Suppose you are purchasing some units of mutual fund. Okay. Suppose when you purchase the units of mutual fund, NAV is 10 rupees. Assume that you purchase the mutual fund, NAV on the date of purchase is suppose 10 rupees. Okay. Now after purchasing 1 year completed, 1 year after NAV is 12 rupees. So it means how much capital appreciation taken place? 2 rupees. So 2 rupees is capital appreciation. So NAV 0 date 10, NAV at end of first year 12 rupees. So 2 rupees capital appreciation. And mutual fund companies will give the regular returns also in the form of dividend. Suppose you earn dividend also. Suppose dividend is 1 rupee. Here dividend is 1 rupee. So ultimately you earn 2 rupees capital appreciation and 1 rupee dividend. This is your total return. This is your total return. And sometimes mutual fund company will give the distribution of income also. Suppose that is 50 paise. So total return how much you earn? 2 rupees, 1 rupee, 0.5. 3.5 you earn. On how much of investment? 10 rupees invest. There. So initially you invested 10. Now 2 rupees end of the year you earn in the form of NAV, 1 rupee in the form of dividend, 50 paise in the form of income. Ultimately total 3.5 you earn. Like this you have to calculate the return percentage. So this 3.5 we have to convert into return percentage. That's it. This type of question we are going to discuss. Okay. So once again I am repeating, whenever we have to calculate the return from mutual fund in the form of percentage, very simple. Initially when you purchase the mutual fund units, suppose you purchase 1 unit of mutual fund for 10 rupees. Later on 1 year after, its value increases to 12 rupees. How much capital appreciation taken place? 2 rupees. And you have invested in the mutual fund, and that mutual fund is giving some dividend also. Okay, so 1 rupee dividend they are giving on 1 unit, and they are distributing the income also. Whatever income mutual fund is generating, that they are distributing in the form of income also. So on 1 unit they are giving the 50 paise income distribution. So total how much you generated? 2 rupees capital appreciation, 1 rupees dividend, and 50 paise your income distribution. So total 3.5 return you generated. So this return you generated on how much investment? 10 rupee investment. So this you have to calculate in percentage. Okay. So we'll start the practical question. So question number 8. is related to that concept. Following information is extracted from steady mutual fund. Asset value at beginning of the month 65.78. So NAV at beginning, this is NAV at beginning. Annualized return 15%. Distributions made in the nature of income 50 paise. Distributions made in the nature of capital gain 0.32. You are required to calculate the month end NAV of mutual fund. Okay, so here NAV at end we have to calculate. Provide a brief comment on month end NAV. So here month end NAV we are calculating. Suppose if beginning NAV, end NAV both are given, we have to calculate this percentage. Now this percentage is already given. This percentage is already given. So you have to calculate month end NAV. What? Month end NAV. Understand? Yes, sir. Very concentrate. How to calculate this? Calculation of NAV at of the month. The formula is return percentage. You have to substitute in return formula. R is equals to NAV at beginning minus NAV at end plus income distributed plus capital gain by N at beginning. This is the formula. Okay. Net asset value at beginning. Net asset value at end. Next. Come for the period. Capital gain distributed. Right. So in the question, given annual return %. Monthly return 1.25. 15 divided by 12. Next, I given as 0.5, EG capital gains 0.32. Okay, NAV at beginning to 35.78. Okay, so in this formula we have to substitute R formula. Point is 1.259. So this you have to convert into 100. 0.0125 equals 5.78 minus NAV. So what is required actually? NAV at end required. What is required? NAV at end. Okay. So NAV at end required. NAV at end चाहिए शब्द. NAV at end. So NAV at end is missing. NAV at beginning is 65.7. Income 0.5. Capital gain 0.32 divided by NAV at beginning 5.0878. Now you can multiply this. Okay. Point 8225. 0.82. Okay. NAV minus 35.7. 532. 4.96. 4.96. NAV at end will be 35.78. Okay, so 35.78 is coming. Now provide a comment on month end NAV. So no change. No change in month end NAV. These are the two answers. Calculation of NAV at end of the month. From this we have calculated. Second answer is no change in NAV. In this formula we have to substitute for calculating the NAV at end, beginning, whatever is missing. If R missing, R is also calculated from this formula. If NAV at beginning and missing, that is also calculated from. But right now R given, so NAV at end missing, we calculated NAV at end. This was missing. So note this, and this is understand or not, please mention here, so that next question, similar question is there, directly I will solve. Otherwise I will explain which area is not clear to you. Okay, so this is understand or not, please communicate. Communicate kar do. Yes, all students understand this. By how much return you are generating? Mutual fund से कितना return कमा रहे आप? So beginning of NAV, end of NAV is also a return. Income fund is also a return. Capital gain distributed by mutual fund company is also return. So total return and beginning how much you invested. On this investment how much return you are getting, that is the percentage. But right now percentage given, this is missing. All students who are attending the sessions, please they have to communicate. Okay, जितने भी लोग क्लास अटेंड कर रहे हैं सब लोग कम्युनिकेट करना फटाफट से. Okay, so this is understand to all students. No doubt. The next question. A mutual fund that had a net asset value of 20 at beginning of the month made income and capital gain distributions of 0.0375 and 0.03 per share respectively during the month, and then ended the month with net asset value of 20.06. Calculate monthly return. Now here we have to calculate the monthly return. Okay, similar question hai, only we have to calculate what? R. So first return percentage चलिए, so NAV at end of the year is 20.06. NAV beginning of the year 20. Income 0.0375. Capital gain 0.03. चलिए सब्स्टिट्यूट करिए. 20.06 minus 20 plus 0.0375 plus 0.03 whole divided by 20. Zero point zero six, 0.0375 plus 0.03 plus 0. ये हो गया टोटल 0.1275 divided by 20. Okay, into 100 कर देना है आपको, because you have to calculate in percentage. Point 6375%. Point 6375. Okay. You'll note this. Rid of it. Complete it. Very simple question. Very noted. Yes, complete it. Right. Our next question. Mutual fund that had net asset value of 15 at beginning of the month and made income and capital gain distribution 0.04, 0.03 per share respectively, and end of the year 16.08. Calculate monthly and annual return. So here monthly and annual return is required. Okay, so same. Annual return is multiplied with 12. That's it. Can you note this? Okay, completed. Right. The next question. Question number 11. An investor purchased 300 units of mutual fund, 12.25 per unit on 31st December 2009. As on 31st December 2010, he received 1.25 dividend and 1 as capital gain distribution per unit. So investor purchased 300 units at the rate of 12.25 on 2010 you receive 1.25 dividend and 1 rupee capital gain required. The return on investment if NAV as on 31st December 2010 13. So return percentage. Then return on investment on 31st December 2010 if all dividend and capital gain distributions are reinvested into additional units at 12.5 per unit. This is reinvested. Okay, reinvest. Two calculations are required. Okay, one is normal calculation, second is reinvestment calculation. Okay, yes sir. So this is also called as holding period return. This return percentage is called as what? Holding period return. Okay. So NAV 13 12.25 income distribution is 1.25 capital gain this is the puts. The so 24.49 percentage. Okay, 24.49. Here this is holding period return. This is 1 year because 1 year completed now, so 1 year return this is. His first answer. Second, if this is reinvested, what would be the answer that we have to calculate? Okay, first answer is completed. So 24.49. Next answer is the return on investment on 31st December 2010 if all dividends and capital gain distributions are reinvested into additional unit. If dividend and capital gains are reinvested. Okay, right. So first dividend 1 rupee capital gain, capital gain is dividend 1.25, capital gain 2.25. Okay, now 300 units are there. 300 units into 2.25, so 675, right? Now reinvestment NAV per unit, reinvestment NAV per unit is 12.5. Okay, so 675 divided by 12.5, number of units will come. Number of additional units, extra units खरीदे आप. 675 dividend and capital gain income coming. 675 dividend and capital gain income coming. Now this is reinvested. So when reinvested, what is NAV per unit? 12.5. So 675 divided by 12.5. So 54 units. 54 additional units. How many units? 54 additional units. So total units will be 300 plus 54. 354. Okay. Understand? Yes, sir. So 354 units total. Now end of the year NAV is how much? 12.25. Okay. 13. 13. So total value of investment at end. 354 units into 13. 4,602. 4,602. Total value of investment at beginning. $300 units into 12.25. 3675. Okay, 3675. So value of investment at end 4,602. Value of investment at beginning 3675. Now from this we have to calculate the return percentage. Okay, end minus beginning divided by beginning. Return percentage, holding period return. NAV at end as NAV at beginning divided by beginning into 100, or you can write another formula. Value of investment and minus हो जाएगा ना वैल्यू ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट यूजिंग my beginning beginning investment. Beginning investment value 4605 sorry, beginning investment is 25.2 25.22%. This is holding period return after additional units have been invested. Okay, it's 25.22. You note this. Second calculation is new. Exam point of view important also. Concentrate, understand all the points. Any difficulties there, please communicate. I will repeat that. Okay. Till note 10, communicate me. With 675 rupees income you generated, the 675 will be reinvested. When you reinvest it, what is the NAV that will be mentioned? It means 675 rupees you are investing and 12.5 rupees per unit value. So how many units you will get? 54 units. Total units beginning already you have 300 plus 54, 350. So end value of investment is how much? 4602. Beginning how much you invested? 360575. How much you earned? That is the difference. Capital appreciation. Next question. Orange purchased 200 units of oxygen mutual fund at 45 per unit. In 2010, received one as dividend per unit and capital gain distribution of 2 per unit. Required, calculate the return for the period of 1 year assuming that NAV on 31st December 2010 48 per unit. Calculate the return for the period of 1 year assuming that NAV on 31st December 2010 was 48 per unit and all dividends and capital gains were distributed or distributions have been reinvested at an average price of 46 per unit. Ignore taxation. Similar question hai. Similar question. So first holding period return, so 13.33% per annum. This first answer. So when all dividend and capital gain distributed are reinvested into additional units. Okay. So first dividend three into 200 units total income. Section number of additional units 13.04. Okay. Now total units 213.03 043. Okay. End of the year NAV is how much? 48. 10,226. $9,000. Same period return 13.62%. Shri, note this. 13.62%. Only difference in previous question and this question is, previous question same 48, same NAV is taken here. 12 point, similar NAV is taken here, 12.5. Here also 46 is taken. Reinvestment price. It will be mentioned in the question. Accordingly, we have to consider. Previous question also we have taken 12.5. Right? ओके, चलिए सो नेक्स्ट। SBI mutual fund has NAV 8.5 at beginning and end 9.1. Meanwhile, fund distributed zero point 0.9 dividend, 7.5 capital gain. What is fund return during the year? At these distributions have reinvested at an average NAV of 8.75, assuming 200 units was purchased originally. What is the return? Okay, so similar question hai. Slight small modification is there in this. Oh, 8, 9.1, 8.5. Income point. So 26.47% per annum. First answer. Reinvested. The investment price of NAV. Investment price of NAV is how much? 8.7. Additional units. Is 7.71. Investment value at end. Two 1.2. It is 7.25. Did you note this? Okay, next. Question number 14. A mutual fund having 300 units has shown NAV 8.75, 9.45 at beginning and end of the year. Mutual fund has two options: get a dividend 0.75 per unit and capital gain 0.6 per unit, or these distributions are to be reinvested at average NAV of 8.65 per unit. What difference would it make in terms of return available and which option is preferable by investor? तो ये होमवर्क में करो आप, मिलर क्वेश्चन है. ओके, दिस होमवर्क, अंडरस्टैंड? कर सकते ना होमवर्क? यस, communicate and confirm. Is manageable or not? Question number 14. Yes, question number 14 is in homework, so manageable or not, all students have to communicate. Other students, लोगों का क्या है स्थिति? बाकी वाले बच्चों का क्या हाल चाल है? कर सकते हैं नहीं कर सकते? जल्दी बोलिए. कर सकते हैं या नहीं? चलिए, राइट. क्वेश्चन नंबर 15 भी होमवर्क है, सिमिलर टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, सेम है. होमवर्क में कर दीजिए इसे भी. ओके, नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 16. A mutual fund having 300 units, NAV 8.75, 9.75. ये भी सेम क्वेश्चन है, राइट? ऑल्सो होमवर्क, सेम क्वेश्चन है ये. व्हाट डिफरेंस इट मेक इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिटर्न एंड विच ऑप्शन इज प्रेफरेबल? होमवर्क करना है इसमें भी आपको. 10th. ओके, राइट सर. तो ये सेकेंड आंसर है यहाँ पर, देखिए. टू क्वेश्चन सर गिवन ना, दिस इज फर्स्ट आंसर, दिस सेकेंड आंसर. आंसर मिल जाएगा आपको. हियर ऑनवर्ड्स different varieties of questions we are starting now. Okay, so question number 14, 15, 16 is homework. Now we are starting annualized return or effective return question. Examination point of view, this is mostly tested. There are other questions also, exam questions only, but exam point of view, this is mostly tested. Anything can be tested, bhai, but in my opinion, I am saying this is mostly tested as per past trend. Question number 17 we are starting. Concentrate here onwards. Okay, question तो easy रहेगा. A has invested in 3 mutual funds. Scheme. A has invested in 3 mutual fund scheme. Mutual fund A, mutual fund B, mutual fund C. Date of investment. अब यहाँ ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Whenever you calculate annualized return, dates very important. Dates very important. So 1st December 2009, 1st January 2010, 1st March 2010. Amount of investment 50,000, 1 lakh, 50,000. NAV at entry date means beginning 10.5, 10, 10. Dividend received 950, 1500, nil. NAV end of the year 2010 10.4, 10.1, 9.8. Required. What is effective yield on per annum basis in respect of each of the above 3 schemes to Mr. up to 31st March 2010. तो अपने को फाइंड करना है effective yield. चलिए तो कैसे करेंगे देखिए. effective yield ना आपको effective yield. Dates very important, so concentrate on dates properly when we calculate yield. तो सबसे पहले first we have to calculate in how many units Mr. A has invested the money. पहले क्या फाइंड करना पड़ेगा. Mr. A has purchased how many units? So Mr. A 50,000 rupees paid for scheme A. So when he entered into the scheme, on that date what is NAV? 10.5. कितने यूनिट खरीदे Mr. A? 50,000 by 10.5. So 4761.9 units खरीदे उन्होंने. Units. Next 1 lakh divided by 10, so 10,000 units. Next 50,000 divided by 10, 5,000 units. This is number of units he purchased. First we have to calculate this, right? Here. Calculation of units by Mr. Elephant C. The amount of investment 50,000, 1 lakh, NAV on entry date. $10.5, 10, 10. Four of 476.9 1000. Number of units. Now next effective yield we have to get. Okay. Calculation of yield. So first closing NAV. Closing NAV 31st March 10. 10.4, 0.1, 9.8. Next NAV at entry date. Five, 10. So increase or decrease in NAV. -2. Decrease हो रहा है. 0.5. Bracket +1. Okay, right. Next, units purchased. Actually what we have to calculate here is effective yield, means how much return we generated. Already this type of problems we have solved. Please concentrate. By when I entered into the mutual fund scheme, I purchased one unit at 10.5, but on 31st March 2010, unit decreasing, increasing, decreasing. So any capital appreciation for me? No sir, loss. I purchased 4,000 something units, but in every unit how much loss I am bearing? 0.1, because unit price decreasing. But mutual fund company has given any distributions, dividend, etc., that we have to check. After that, total how much return we generated from mutual fund, that we have to calculate, and that we have to convert into 1 year. That's it. That is called as effective yield. Effective means what? Sabka plus minus. Sabka plus minus. Effective. By capital gain, dividend, NAV plus minus. Units purchased. Okay. Now units purchase is 4761.9. Now capital appreciation or decrease. Or decrease. This is decrease. 4761.9 into 0.1, 476.19 decrease हो गया है. Increase 1000, also decrease 1000. When two schemes decrease, one scheme increase. Next, any dividend has given a dividend received. Dividend received 950, 1500 nil. Nil. A total return. Total return 6 plus 7. 473.81. This is 2500. This is 1000 negative. This total return you generated from the mutual fund. This you have to convert into percentage. Okay. After this, what is initial investment? $3,000. 1 lakh. Now effective yield. Effective yield. Total return by investment into 100. Okay. Total return by initial investment. So 473.81 divided by 50,000 into 100, 0.9476. Next, 2,500 divided by 1 lakh, 100.5. Next, 1000 by 1000 minus 2%. Now this effective yield completed. Now holding period. Holding period return. Holding period return means total period, how much you spent in the scheme and how much is the return. Okay, so first scheme, how many days? Holding period return we have to calculate. So for this holding period return, first holding period I will write. Holding period means from which date you entered and which date you are calculating. Entered on 1st December 2009 and 31st March 2010. दिसंबर से मार्च, हाउ मेनी डेज? काउंटिंग करके डालो स्क्रीन पर. 1st December to March, हाउ मेनी डेज? काउंट एंड डालो इधर स्क्रीन पर. ओके, 1st December, 31st March, how many days? Second, 1st January 10 to 31st March 10. Next, 1st March 10 to 31st March. होल्डिंग पीरियड आया है इधर 121 डेज. डेज में 121. अगला बोलिए जल्दी. यस, नेक्स्ट. 1st January to 1st March, 90 days. Next, 31 days. 31 days. Now holding period return. क्या पूछा क्वेश्चन? Effective yield on per annum. Sorry, effective yield on per annum. Effective yield per annum. Effective yield per annum will be effective yield divided by holding period into how many days given in the question? 360 given है तो 360 से करना. 365 given है 365. Okay, so 0.9416 into 365 divided by 121 into 365 से ही कर रहा हूँ मैं. ओके, ये इसका फार्मूला है. इफेक्टिव यील्ड डिवाइडेड बाय होल्डिंग पीरियड इंटू 360. इफेक्टिव यील्ड 0.9416 इंटू 5 by 121. Okay, next 0.5 to 3 by 90. Next, $31. Your effective yield per annum. Effective yield per annum 1 साल का. Okay, so 0.9416 into 3 by 1, 2.86 RI rounded off value. Next, 0.5 into 3, 10.138 into 3, 31, 23.5 negative. आई समझ लीजिए, नेगेटिव आ रहा है. दिस इज इफेक्टिव यील्ड पर एनम. चलिए, सो नोट दिस. Okay, so all students understand this? Any doubt, query? Yes, सभी लोगों को आ गया है समझ में? इफेक्टिव यील्ड. If this is noted, kindly communicate here. We'll start the next question. Okay, noted. Right, noted now. Okay, right. चलिए. Question number 18 is homework for you. Same question है. Okay. Only amounts changed. 10 increased. Okay. तो होमवर्क में करना है इसको आपको. Right, sir. 19. TUV Limited has invested in 3 mutual fund schemes as per the details given below. Similar to this question देखिए आंसर भी सेम ही है इसका. फिगर्स चेंज्ड. ओके 10 इंक्रीज. सो कंपल्सरी कंप्लीट करो होमवर्क में, छोड़ो मत, प्रैक्टिस होगा फिर. TUV Limited has invested in 3 mutual fund schemes as per details given below. Date of investment 1st December 2014. हमेशा इंपॉर्टेंट रहता है डेट. 1st January 15, 1st March 15. Amount of investment 15 lakh, 7 lakh 50,000, 2 lakh 50,000. NAV on entry date 12.5, 36.25, 27.75. Dividend received 45,000, 12,500, nil. NAV at end 12.25, 36.45, 37.55. What will be the effective yield per annum basis up to 31st March 15? Up to 31st March 15 we have to calculate this. Okay, similar question hai, only figures changed. Okay, तो करते होमवर्क में या shall I solve here only? Yes, communicate here. होमवर्क का shall I solve here only? Homework or shall I solve here? जल्दी बोलिए. I'm waiting for your messages and reply. Communicate me. Other students should also communicate, bhai. They can solve this question in homework or here I have to complete homework. नहीं सर, ये हम घर होमवर्क कर लेते हैं. ओके चलो फिर होमवर्क में करो फिर. राइट, होमवर्क. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मैं करवा देता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं. 20. Mr. A has invested in 3 mutual fund schemes as per the details given below. 1st November 15, 1st February 16, 1st March 16. Amount of investment 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh. NAV on entry date 10.3, 10, 10.1. Dividend received 2850, 4,500, nil. NAV at end. Again, effective yield required 31st March 16 tak. Okay, so if you concentrate on this question, previous question you can easily work out. Okay, चलिए करेंगे इसे हम. राइट, सिंपल क्वेश्चन ही है, कोई खास बात नहीं है क्वेश्चन में. फर्स्ट वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट व्हाट नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स फाइंड करना पहले. दिस रिक्वायर्ड. दैट इज व्हाट इनएस investment divided by NAV on entry date. you will get units. Thereafter routine procedure. Okay, तो मैं पूरा फॉर्मेट सेम रख लूँगा. ओनली आई विल change the dates and figures. चलिए 20 पूरा हटा दूंगा. चलिए राइट. फर्स्ट full fund A, amount of investment 1 lakh. Okay, next 2 lakhs. Next 2 lakhs. NAV 10.3, 10, 10 point, okay, 10.3, 10, 10.1. Right, sir. Lakh divided by 10.3, 9708.74, 708.74, 20,000. 19,801.98. So first calculation over. Right, sir. Up closing NAV 31st March 16. 31st March 16. 10.25, 10.15, 10. NAV on entry date 10.30, 10, 10.1. Capital appreciation or decrease 0.05. इधर बढ़ रहा है 0.15. This decrease, so negative figure. Right, sir. Units purchased 9708.74, 20,000, 801.98. कैपिटल अप्रिसिएशन और डिक्रीज हो गया है भैया 1980 से 0.19 से डिक्रीज हो गया है. राइट, यस सर. नेक्स्ट 20,000 इंटू 0.15, ये इंक्रीज हुआ 3,000. 0.05 इंटू 8.15, 0.74, 485.43 decrease हुआ ये. Thereafter dividend 2850, here 4500, here nil. Total return 6 plus 7, 2850 23 64 point 56 7000 तो राउंड ऑफ कर दे रहा हूँ मैं, 1 2 कर दे रहा हूँ. चलिए, so this is total return. Initial investment 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh. Effective yield 2364.563 by 1 lakh into 100, 2.364. Twice 7500 by 2 lakhs into 100, 3.75. 980.98 divided by 2 lakhs into 100, 0.99 negative, 0.99 नेगेटिव आ गया. चलिए, होल्डिंग पीरियड ड्यूरेशन कब से कब तक है? 1 नवंबर से 31 मार्च 16. नेक्स्ट 1 February to 31 March. नेक्स्ट 1 मार्च से 31. चलो, कितने डेज आ रहे भैया, कैलकुलेशन करो. नवंबर के 30, दिसंबर 31, जनवरी 31, फरवरी 28, 30, 152 days इंक्लूडिंग फर्स्ट. ओके, वन डे इधर उधर भी हो सकता है, चेक कर लो. February 28, मार्च 31. फरवरी में 29 डेज लिए गए हैं यहाँ पर, 3 days. February I have taken 1 day extra. Next 31 days. Check कर लो. If any mistake is there, communicate. Right? Yes, sir. Now, effective yield divided by holding period into 365. 365 से करना है आप. Right, sir. So 2.365 into 365 by 152. 3.75 into 5 divided by 60. 2 divided by 31. Right, sir. राइट ओके राइट। चेक कर लो भाई, मुझे पता नहीं है। 5.679, 22.813, minus 11.65. दिस इज द फाइनल आंसर। चलिए कॉपी दिस फर्स्ट। आंसर्स देखो मैच हुए क्या। राइट करेक्ट है, चलो कॉपी करो। इधर डेट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑल्सो यू हैव टू इंक्लूड फर्स्ट डेट, डोंट exclude that. Date of investment also include. Date of investment, on which date you are investing now, that is also counted. Don't ignore that. Okay, so completed. Right. 1 minute. Okay, copy this. चलिए क्वेश्चन नंबर 21. डेट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट 1 अप्रैल 2011, 1 मई 11, 1 जुलाई 11. अमाउंट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट 12 लाख, 4 लाख, 2,50,000. NAV on entry date 10.25, 10.15, 10, 23,000. Dividend 6,000. Nil. NAV 10.2, 10.25, 9.9. Effective yield 31st July 11. होमवर्क सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, सेम क्वेश्चन है, सिमिलर क्वेश्चन है. होमवर्क 365 days अज्यूम करना है एंड डेट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट डेट इज ऑल्सो इंक्लूडेड while calculating. शो कैलकुलेशन अप टू 2 डेसिमल पॉइंट बोल रहा है. 2 डेसिमल पॉइंट में राउंड ऑफ करके आंसर दे दो. ओके राइट सर. So this is also same question. Homework. Okay, same question है. Date of investment, amount of investment, NAV at investment date, dividend received, NAV at end. So effective yield required here also. Per annum 31st March 2012. Here होमवर्क में करिए इसे भी. राइट सर. तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 21, 22 होमवर्क पे करना है आपको. क्या करना है? क्वेश्चन नंबर 21, 22 होमवर्क. सिमिलर क्वेश्चन है तो easily you can solve this. There is no technical difficulties in this question, right? तो 21, 22 दोनों सेम क्वेश्चन ही है. Now we are starting question number 23. 23 देखिए. Mr. Y has invested in 3 mutual funds as per the following details. Amount of investment 2 lakh, 4 lakh, 2 lakh. Net asset at the time of purchase 10.3, 10.1, 10. Dividend 6,000, nil 5,000. NAV end 10.25, 10, 10.2. Effective yield given 9.66, 11.66, 24.15. This is negative. Assume 1 year equals to 365 days. Mr. Y has misplaced the documents of his investments. Help him finding the date of original investment. Original investment find करो बोल रहा है ये find करना है आपको. Original investment. Help him in finding the date of his original investment after ascertaining the following. Date find करो बोल रहा है. Date. So what is required here? Date. Date we have to calculate. What we have to calculate? Date. Date calculation करना है यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में. So what is required? Date. Apart from this, number of units also we have to calculate. Total NAV, total yield, number of days of investment held. Okay, so all this is required here. Here, ये चारों आंसर फाइंड करना है प्लस फाइंडिंग द डेट ऑफ ओरिजिनल इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑल्सो. डेट ऑफ ओरिजिनल इन्वेस्टमेंट here. तो क्वेश्चन इज सिमिलर बट रिवर्स वर्किंग क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन इज सिमिलर बट रिवर्स वर्किंग क्वेश्चन. ओके, थोड़ा ध्यान से देखिए. तो फर्स्ट आई विल कैलकुलेट व्हाट नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. फर्स्ट आई विल कैलकुलेट व्हाट नंबर ऑफ यूनिट. नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स में तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा. यस सर. each scheme. Okay, first amount of investment नाइनटीन 417 0.4 900.9. $20,000. So this is number of units calculated here, right? Number of units completed. Next, what is required? Second calculation. Second calculation is total NAV. Total NAV. Total NAV is simple by how many units into NAV. Okay, NAV means this one. Units into NAV value. Right, sir. Second calculation. Total NAV. So first X, how many units? 19417.48 into NAV 1.25 by 3903 into 10 Z 20,000 into so this is total NAV. Okay, number of units into NAV at end. Multiply with NAV at end. This value. So second calculation also over. Third, what required? Total yield. Total yield. Total yield means what? By capital appreciation plus dividend. NAV at beginning, NAV at end difference is capital appreciation plus dividend is what? Total yield. So total yield means what? Capital appreciation plus dividend. X beginning of the year, how much investment? I will write reversely because negative sign on end of the year is 199,029.17. Beginning is 2 lakhs plus dividend. Dividend how much? 6,000. Okay. Capital appreciation means what? NAV beginning, NAV and difference is capital appreciation. NAV at end minus NAV at beginning. Accordingly, 199,029.17 minus 2 lakhs plus 6,000. So 5,029 RI. 1029.17. Next, Y 396039 points minus beginning of the year 4 lakhs. Dividend nil. So 3960 minus 94 negative. Lakhs 4000 minus 2 lakhs plus dividend also and 5000 9000 10,060 point 10,068.77 total yield in percentage. Ten thousand point 17. Initial investment how much? 8 lakh. So 1.25. This is return percentage. Okay. Okay. After this, number of days of investment held. Number of days of investment held. Number of days of investment held. Number of days exactly we don't know. Number of days. T consider as what? By Z nice. Next initial investment 2 lakhs, 4 lakh, yield 5039.17 394. Okay, next yield percentage. So yield percentage we have to calculate 5029 lakhs point. Percent. <coughs> 4.5. Next is what? Holding period in days. Last and final. Holding period in days. So previously we calculated this. Effective yield equals to effective yield divided by holding period to 365. This we have to substitute. Right? Effective yield we calculated. क्या गया effective yield? 2.5146.99%, 4.5. Right? Next 365 already given in the question. Right? And this effective yield 31st March ये भी दे दिया है उसने 0.66 1.66 24.15. Right? डाल दीजिए period in return. So 2.52 divided by ये हो जाएगा equals to ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं आप 9.66 given ना. Right, sir. Point 5 into divided by 9.6 360. Point directly this is or substitute in the formula 2.45 2.46 divided 0.6 to 360. So 95 days. Many days? 95 days. 0.99 divided 0.6 to 360. 31 days. 31 days. 68 days. Now you can calculate the investment paid also. Date of investment. Okay. In 31st March, reverse 95 days, reverse 31 days, reverse date of investment. So if you are interested, you can calculate. Date of investment also you can calculate. From this date, subtract 31st March 18, 95 days, 31 days, 68. You'll get date of. Okay. चलो ये कर लो घर पे आप. Yes, all students understand this. All calculations समझ में आ गए सबको ये जल्दी. Yes, confirm. All students. First calculation clear na? Number of units, yes sir. Total NAV, sir. Yield, yes sir. Only this calculation is required. Here in this calculation, instead of substitution, I directly calculated. Bhai, what is the formula? This formula. Effective yield equals to effective yield divided by holding period into 365. So this answer is given in the question. But directly we are dividing with this answer, so we'll get holding period. हम लोग क्या कर दिए इसको? Directly this answer we have taken here and multiply with 365. Okay, so directly we are getting these days. That is the difference. चलिए fast respond करो. Understand or not? चलिए note this. 0. 0, 0, that is 0. Right. चलिए, if this is noted, communicate me. हो गया है तो बोलिए, नोट कर लिए हैं? ओके, नोट कर लिए. So this is exactly similar question. So this is also work. Or if you are not getting the answer, next class I will solve, don't worry. Clear? So next class almost all major portion of this chapter will be completed. Major portion हो जाएगा इस chapter का. Right sir. चलिए. So next question will be homework. Similar है. Exactly, only amounts changed. Complete this in homework. And please complete all the homework questions immediately. Don't delay that. Right? So we'll meet in the next session with new varieties of sums. Today we are closing the session here only. Good night. Take care.